I am Doug Mohr. I lead our industry relations, partnerships, and networks team at Vertafore. Been at Vertafore for a little over 15 years, and in my role, I get to work with our Orange partners. I was the kind of the impetus around the beginning of the Orange Partner Program, and have been working in that role for the last 7 years. Previous 8 years in the business, I was running our solution consulting organization. So it's really exciting to get to work with all the insurtech startups that are coming into the industry for independent agents, carriers, and MGAs, and then also get to work with a lot of different industry groups like the Big I, PIA, Accord, Augie Group, ACT. So a lot of just a lot of fun in my job. I enjoy every day I show up for work. So
For those not familiar with the company itself, can you give us a high-level overview? What's the service and proposition that you offer to the market, and who do you sell to effectively?
yeah, so our customers are dedicated to the independent insurance distribution channel. So we work with independent agents, MGAs, and carriers, and we help them to simplify and automate the insurance life cycle so that our customers, the agents, MGAs, and carriers, can focus on what matters the most, and that's servicing their customers. We're their technology expert, their technology advisor, and we help them navigate all the different options with technology. So our solutions empower the connected agency. We accelerate innovation for MGAs, MGUs, program administrators, and we provide the industry's most comprehensive distribution management platform for insurers. And really, by focusing on driving results for customers of all sizes, from the largest national broker down to the two-person agency at Main Street USA, we focus on operation excellence. We deliver and develop innovative solutions and align with our key industry partners throughout the insurance distribution channel. So through that, we have the pleasure and honor to serve more insurance customers than any other insurance technology provider.
So today we're talking about how innovation is changing or improving for things for small business customers. So small business customers buying insurance products. What can you talk us through that you are focusing on right now, let's say the next year or two, when it comes to addressing their needs as the end customer of your customers, I suppose then?
Yeah. So let's focus on the really the largest segment of our business, and that's the independent agent. The retail or wholesale or MGA agency that's servicing the end insured, servicing the policyholder, working day to day with small business owners that are trying to insure their risks and make sure that they've got coverage in case the worst thing happens. And we hope that the worst thing doesn't happen, but that's why we're here as insurance agents. So really over the last 2 years and continuing into the coming year and even years, we're really focusing on how to make life easier for the customer service representatives at our agency customers through what we call Project Impact. We introduced Project Impact a couple years ago, and that's our corporate wide initiative to give account managers, customer service representatives, and other core agency staff significant time back in their day through enhancements and workflow improvements. So we just had our annual user conference last month, Accelerate, in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we were able to highlight more than 24 enhancements that we've implemented in our core agency solutions, focusing on the workflows that matter most to agency operations, including renewals, new business, and endorsements. And really, we see that that is the heart of the agency. So the account managers, the customer service reps, the servicers, the processors within the independent agency are really the ones that are working day to day with the clients. We have a lot of great solutions for producers, but really it's that internal core processes inside the agency that we've really focused on. Another area that we've really put a focus and a lens on is improving the self-service capabilities for our agency customers to be able to do business the way that their clients want to do business with them. We live in a digital age. It's Amazon, has changed the behavior of every customer. And everybody wants it today. They want it they want that package on their porch. They want their insurance policy delivered the same way. So we provide self-service tools through our consumer-facing portal, InsureLink. It allows our agents to deliver certificates of insurance to our business customers, auto ID cards if they have any vehicles in their fleets, automate endorsements, also automate electronic payments, which we're going to talk a lot about later on. And that's all integrated with our InsureLink consumer-facing portal. So we also, through our partner network, offer solutions around e-payment, e-signature, for small agency customers, standing up a new website if they don't have a really professional looking website, and then marketing automation solutions. And we do that through our partner channel. Again, we'll talk about that extensively in further questions.
Yeah, so you mentioned payments already. So one of the top concerns for small businesses right now when it comes to the insurances is the increasing premiums, especially the last few years. What innovation or partnerships or solutions are you putting forward or developing to better support the end borrower's sort of needs for cash flow management or affordability?
Yeah, so we are delivering those solutions through our partner network. So we are connecting our independent agents to different payment platforms, whether it be electronic payment platforms to automate what I call the pay in full, right? So the small business owner decides that they are going to do just pay for the premium up front, right? So they're just going to go ahead and electronically submit either ACH payment or even credit card. We still see a lot of small business owners putting the payments through a credit card transaction. That's what we call pay in full. But we're seeing a large trend for those small business owners to change their mind, and sometimes it happens later in the sales cycle, not always at the point of sale, where traditionally the decision between finance and pay in full happens. So even after the policy's been bound, many of our technology partners allow the consumer, the small business owner, to decide, hey, maybe I want to preserve my cash a little bit, and I want to send that through a premium finance partner. And the independent agents, as the trusted advisor, help guide and advise the client through that process. So, I mean, one of the other challenges we're seeing in the industry, it is affecting also the types of payments that are being processed, but certain markets, certain regions of the country, your traditional carriers are exiting certain markets. And I'll just reference the recent wildfires in California, and all the upheaval of the insurers and carriers that were traditionally writing risks in that segment of the country are now having second thoughts, in some cases completely pulling out of certain markets. What that means is that an independent agent has to go to a secondary market, an E&S market, non-standard, not admitted market, to the not traditional carriers they may be writing with, and that changes the whole payment cycle as well, because many of the MGAs that are serving the intermediary market have a premium finance company kind of behind them. So it gives them much more flexibility to offer those options to the policyholder.
So going back to the partner platform where you have multiple vendors that your agents can access, how does the agents know which ones to choose? Do they usually have a preference? Do they enter your portal, filter on that? Maybe it's credit card payments and they see a list of 5 vendors that you partner with. How does the learning and discovery happen for the agents?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. So as I said, we are really one of the leaders in the industry when it comes to working with third party solution providers. We were a little ahead of the game 7 years ago, when I stepped into this role. We decided that we were going to embrace the partner community that were providing solutions to the independent agent channel, and our timing was just, sometimes I say it's better to be lucky than good. Our timing was really lucky, because since then there has been a large amount of insurtech solutions that are being offered to the independent agents. So it's really hard to navigate that list. And so what we do is, first off, we have on our Vertafore.com page, we have a listing of all our 55 Orange partners under the why Vertafore drop down. That's where we will point customers if they have questions. But for the most part, like in the payment space, most of our customers know the players, right? There's a half dozen significant players in the market. Some traditional. There's about two or three newer entries to the marketplace, and we're here to advise our customers on not necessarily who they should choose, but the options available to them. So there's a clear leader in the marketplace. ePay Policy. They've been in the market for 8 years. There are newer players like Ascend, and then even newer solutions that are tied to premium finance partners like and Dunn, that is owned and operated by Imperial PFS, IPFS. So we're here. A lot of times our customers may already have selected the vendor, and we're just here to turn on that integration. But where they want to know, like, hey, Doug, what are you seeing in the payment space? We'll give them a lay of the land. We'll help them navigate the different options available to them, and let them know what the different solutions offer and the differentiating factors between the two. So.
And how does it work for the insurtech company or the fintech company potentially that wants to be on your platform? Is there an application process? Is there a vetting process? Is there like a pay to play? Like, how do you filter who gets in? And I guess, how do you monetize that on the back end?
Yeah. Answer is yes to all the above. So what we do, we evaluate the market a couple different ways. Number one is, if we see customers adopting a particular insurtech solution, that's by far the best recommendation we're going to get. So, if one of our national brokers comes to us and say, hey, Doug, I'm working with, insurtech vendor ABC. They're automating a certain process that we feel is very valuable to our business. We're looking at rolling it out across all of our nationwide users. That's going to get our attention, right? That's going to get our C-suite's attention. It's going to get my attention. And that by far is the number one way that we actually bring on and onboard new Orange partners, is through our customers. The second one is, as I said, I am involved in a number of different industry organizations, industry events, ACT, Augie, IAB, Big I, PIA. We attend conferences like InsurTech Connect and InsurTech Insights. It just happened a couple weeks ago. So we're looking at the market, right? So what's a certain segment of the market that maybe didn't have solutions 3 years ago, that we're starting to see solutions come into the market. I mean, even 12 months ago, right? Artificial intelligence is the buzzword of the week, right? There are a number of new offerings that are coming into the independent agent channel around AI, right? A lot of it policy automation, policy checking, but there's some really cool new solutions around what I'll call an AI voice assistant, right? So either inbound or outbound calls. And so what we do is we look at all those solutions available, and then we determine kind of, is there an area that we see as a really good partner opportunity? Because in some cases, we evaluate every new piece of technology as, should we build it ourselves? Should we partner, or should we acquire a solution? And we're a very acquisitive company, so we're always looking at acquisition opportunities. But as it relates to the partner side, we have a formal process that we identify and then onboard and vet our Orange partners, and it allows us to make sure that, number one, it's a complementary solution, because we don't want to bring in something that will be even remotely competitive to our technology portfolio. We work with our product leaders in the particular segment that partner addresses. And then we go through, some pretty deep integration work with them. We assist with leveraging our open APIs and our API architecture to make sure that we're building an integration that's going to matter to our end customers. And then kind of as we get towards the finish line of the process, we do a full security review. So we treat a Orange partner as if it's our own solution. Our customers expect that from us, right? So SOC 2 Type 2 audit is almost mandatory these days when you're working with InsurTech. But we realize a lot of the startups aren't going to necessarily have gone through those steps. And so we have a security team that will review their internal and external processes and make sure that they're representing the same level of customer privacy, data security that we do with our own solutions and data centers. And at the end,
So
they become a partner and they show up on the website. So, and there's different commercial agreements. It just depends on the type of partnership we're looking at. So, but we don't treat our partner program as a profit center. We treat it as a service to our end customers, and that's important to us, right? So we don't want to make it cost prohibitive for a partner to join the network. But if we do see opportunities, then we will try to capitalize on maybe some joint selling efforts, some co-sell, rev share agreements, etc.
So to wrap things up then, where do you see the biggest unmet need or perhaps pain points amongst your customer base that could be beneficial to help them do more business with small business customers when it comes to purchasing finance? Any gaps or any sort of recommendations for fintech or insurtech entrepreneurs out there to build something that could actually be beneficial to you and to your end customers?
Yeah, yeah, and it's a trend we've seen over the last 18 to 24 months, and it's combining that pay in full with the premium finance option. And so some of our partners like AFCO Direct and Done, they're tied to the premium finance company, right? So they're by default they built a solution that addresses both pay in full and premium finance. And then you've got the Ascends of the world, the ePay policies, and they're combining the premium finance options in with their traditional pay in full electronic payment solutions. The predictions are right now, premium finance between 24 and forecast for 25. It's anticipated to grow about $6 billion in the independent channel, and the prediction is by 2028 that'll be an $80 billion business. So without a doubt, premium financing is a hot topic right now. It's driven by really two major factors. Premiums continue to rise in the commercial insurance space. We're continuing into a hard market, so premiums are continuing to go up and rise year over year for small business owners. So they're again, capital is important to those small business owners, and so they're making more and more premium finance decisions instead of paying that premium in full. And then there's just the economic factors that we're dealing with. The increase in inflation, increase in prices, all the other stuff that's going on in our world outside of insurance is affecting how small business owners decide to pay for their premiums with their insurance agent.
Makes sense, Doug. Thank you again for your time. Really appreciate your insights.
Yeah, thank you, Krista. Appreciate you talking to Vertafore and listening to what we have to say.